Brooke's terrifying accident rocks Forrester family. Ridge refuses to let her go. The Forrester mansion was really quiet that morning. It was the kind of quiet that feels like something is off. The walls seemed to be waiting for something to happen. Brooke Logan started her day like she always does. Her hair looked great, her makeup was perfect. She walked through the halls of Forrester Creations with a sense of calm. Today that calm was not what it seemed. Brooke Logan was going about her day as usual. Forrester Creations was not its usual self. Down in the garden the early sunlight was shining on the fountains and the hedges that were perfectly cut. It was sparkling like diamonds. This beauty was hiding something bad. Brooke was doing her morning meditation like she always did. She was trying to be mindful. She had walked to the edge of the garden terrace. Her mind was filled with worries. She was thinking about her daughters who were not getting along. She was thinking about the drama with Ridge. Brooke felt like her life could fall apart at any moment. The garden was beautiful. Brooke was feeling anxious. She loved her morning meditation in the garden. It was her time. Today her mind was on her daughters and the trouble with Ridge. Brooke felt like she was walking on ice. One wrong move and her life would be a mess. She was trying to calm down and focus on her meditation. It was hard to do with all these worries. Brooke was thinking about her daughters and Ridge. How she could make things better. Ridge Forrester, her husband, was really worried. He had been feeling this way since early in the day. Ridge Forrester was thinking about Brooke's health all the time. Brooke had been very tired lately. She had a cough that she did not want to talk about. Ridge Forrester was also thinking about all the things that had happened to their family in the past. Ridge Forrester was walking back and forth in their study. He was holding the leather chair at his desk tightly and then letting it go. Ridge Forrester could not think about the papers in front of him because he was so worried about Brooke's health. The thought of losing Brooke, even if it is for a little while, makes his chest feel really tight. This feeling is something he has experienced before. It is very scary. Losing Brooke is a thought that really frightens him. Brooke was not aware that Ridge was really struggling inside. She decided to go for a bit before they had breakfast. She walked lightly. She was thinking about a lot of things. In her mind she was thinking about what she wanted to say to Ridge. Brooke thought it was time to talk about some things that were true and some things that were not true. She also wanted to talk about some feelings she had been having. Sometimes things do not happen when we want them to. This was often the case at the Forrester house. Fate can be very mean. Brooke wanted to talk to Ridge about her feelings and some other things. She was thinking about what she would say to him. A simple mistake. A step on the slippery marble near the garden fountain was all it took. Brooke was really scared when her foot slipped and she waved her arms around like crazy. It felt like time was moving slow because she was so afraid and her heart was racing. She was very close to falling. Her mind was over the place. She thought about Ridge, her kids, and all the good and bad times they had together. It was all very confusing. Someone yelled, "Brooke!" It was a voice that stopped her from panicking more. It was Ridge. His voice was strong and in charge. It cut through the peacefulness of the garden. Ridge moved towards her quickly, his hand reaching out. Brooke still lost her balance. Everything started spinning. She saw a mix of leaves, sunlight, and the water shining below. Ridge was trying to help her. Brooke was still falling. The garden that was so calm a moment ago was now a blurry mess. Brooke saw leaves and sunlight all mixed up. The water below was. It looked really far down. The fall was really scary. It felt like it took forever to hit the ground. Then I hit the floor. The sound of it was awful, like a splat that echoed all around the mansion. Brooke was lying there feeling stunned and hurt. Pain was shooting through her body. It was very sharp and it would not stop. Everything hurt much. Her eyes got all blurry. Her body would not do what she wanted it to do. Brooke was very afraid. She could not believe what had just happened. Fear and shock were affecting her more than the pain from the fall. Ridge got to her side fast. It felt like nothing mattered except for Ridge and Brooke. He held her carefully, also tightly, like he could make everything okay again if he just held on hard enough. Ridge's eyes were usually calm and thinking. Now they were open really wide and showed how scared and upset he was. "Brooke, stay with me," Ridge said quietly, his voice shaking. "Please, Brooke, do not leave me, Brooke." Tears were running down his face as he looked at her injuries. She had an ankle, a big bruise on her side, and a really deep cut on her arm. He was worried about the things he could not see. The injuries inside her body that only a doctor could find. He was thinking about all the things that could happen if she got really hurt. He thought about what it would be like to lose her, and it scared him. "I am not letting go," he said loudly, holding her hand tight like that would keep her safe. Inside the mansion, people found out about Brooke's accident fast. Donna Logan heard all the noise, so she ran down the stairs really scared. Her voice was shaking. "Brooke, is she okay?" she asked. But Ridge's face was pale and he looked tired, so Donna knew something was wrong even before he said anything. Donna's legs felt weak. She felt a shock inside her chest. The Logan sisters, Hope and Katie and Donna, were all trying to call and text people. They were whispering to each other about how scared they were. The family was coming together under a bad situation, and they all had one thing on their mind. Could Brooke really make it through this? The family was worried about Brooke. They were all thinking the same thing. Could Brooke survive this? At the hospital, Ridge would not leave Brooke's side. The nurses tried to get him to go back to the waiting area. He held her hand very tightly. He said, "She is staying here," and his jaw was clenched. "Nobody touches Brooke without me knowing about it," he said. "Do you people hear me?" The doctors and nurses looked at each other. They knew that Ridge was very scared and also very determined to protect Brooke, and that is what the Forresters do for their family. They take care of each other. Brooke was not really awake. She would open her eyes. Then they would close again. Every time Brooke opened her eyes, she saw Ridge's face. Ridge's face showed he was worried about Brooke. Ridge's face showed he loved Brooke. Ridge's face showed he was desperate to help Brooke. "Brooke," said Ridge in a soft voice. Brooke's voice was very weak. Brooke was trying to be strong. Brooke said, "I am okay, stay with me." Brooke could not say much because she was in a lot of pain. The pain happened every time Brooke's heart beat. Then Brooke went back to sleep again. When the doctors started to check Brooke over carefully, Ridge stuck close to her side. He would not leave her alone. Every time a machine beeped or the doctors talked quietly to each other, it hurt Ridge deeply. He thought about all the times Brooke had gotten hurt before, like when she fell down or had a scare. The thought of losing Brooke for good was just too much for him to handle. Ridge held Brooke's hand tighter, his fingers turned white, and he made a silent promise to himself that nothing bad would ever happen to her again. Ridge was determined that no accident or bad luck would ever take Brooke away from him. The other Forresters and Logans were getting to the hospital. Eric Forrester and his wife Stephanie were there too. They were not feeling well. They came to the waiting room anyway. They looked really scared. Eric Forrester said, "Brooke is strong." He was trying to sound calm. You could hear the fear in his voice. He said, "Brooke always manages to get through times." But when you looked at Stephanie, you could see the truth. The Forresters were really scared for Brooke. The family that had been through a lot, like scandals and people betraying each other, and they had all been hurt badly, was now together and really scared, hoping that Brooke would make it through this. Back in the ICU, Ridge was really pushing for answers. He wanted to know what was going on every minute. He would ask about every single test and treatment they were doing. Ridge said, "I need to know that she is stable," over and over, walking back and forth while holding her hand. He did not want anyone to tell him that she was okay without him hearing it from them. The doctors were used to dealing with patients, but they were surprised by how much Ridge cared about her. Ridge had a strong love for her, the kind of love that does not listen to anyone or anything else. Ridge's love for her was the important thing to him. Brooke was in a lot of pain and shock. She felt better when Ridge was near. His hand felt warm and safe. The way he looked at her made her feel protected. This made her feel a little better, even though her body hurt a lot. She felt calm for a moment, which was nice. Brooke knew she was not by herself because Ridge was there with her. Ridge would take care of her, not leave her alone. Brooke felt safe with Ridge. As the day went on, it became clear that Brooke had some injuries. She had a broken wrist, a bit of a head injury, and some bad bruising on her ribs and shoulder. It was not bad enough to put her life in danger. It was bad enough that she needed to rest and be careful. Ridge would not listen to talk about letting her go home or being apart from her for a minute. He said, "She stays here," and he meant it. "With me," he said. "Brooke stays with me all the time until I know Brooke is completely safe." Outside the hospital room, people were talking quietly, guessing what happened. The internet was filled with news about Brooke Logan's accident. People who liked her and people who did not like her were all talking about how she was doing. Every time there was information, people would write messages, say prayers, and try to figure out what was going on. The people who worked at Forrester Creations and Brooke Logan's family were only thinking about one thing: Brooke Logan's recovery and how much Rich cared about Brooke Logan. The accident was really scary. It made the Forrester family think about what is really important. They forgot about the things that happened in the past, and they all came together to support Brooke. Hope, Donna and Katie sat together, not saying a word but holding hands tightly, and they all wanted the same thing. The Forrester family, Ridge and Eric, were not fighting like they usually do because they were all afraid of what might happen to Brooke. Brooke is going to have a time getting better. It will be a process and it will hurt a lot. Brooke is strong and Ridge is always there for her. This gives her hope. What happened was really scary. It reminded everyone that the Forresters and the Logans, who are connected to them, can get through anything that happens. They can do this long as they have love for each other, are determined, and are loyal to the Forresters and the Logans. The Forresters and the Logans will be okay because they have these things. As night fell, Ridge stayed by Brooke's side. He just sat there not saying a word. The machines in the room made beeping sounds, which meant Brooke was getting better. Brooke was sleeping now. She said Ridge's name in a quiet voice. Ridge gently moved a piece of hair out of her face. "I am not letting you go, Brooke Logan," he said in a voice. He meant it. You could hear all his fears and love for her in his voice. "Not now," he said. "Not ever." And in that quiet hospital room, amidst the fear, the pain, and the uncertainty, the Forrester family found a fragile but unbreakable truth. No accident, no betrayal, no twist of fate could ever sever the bond between Brooke and Ridge. The world outside might be unpredictable, but inside, where love and devotion reigned supreme, Brooke was safe, and Ridge would ensure it stayed that way. The morning after Brooke's accident, the hospital was really busy. In Brooke's room, everything felt very serious. Ridge had not slept much. He sat in a chair next to Brooke's bed. He held Brooke's hand, did not want to let it go. His eyes looked tired. He still had a lot of energy in them. Ridge was watching Brooke all the time, his eyes fixed on Brooke. The hospital was noisy. Ridge did not notice. He was only thinking about Brooke. Brooke woke up, opened her eyes. It took her a while to open them all the way. When she saw Ridge, she got a smile on her face. "Morning," she said quietly. Her voice was scratchy because she was in pain. She had not slept much. Brooke looked at Ridge. She felt a little better. "Morning," she said again, looking at Ridge with eyes. Ridge said morning in a quiet voice. It was so quiet that it was like a growl. He leaned in close to her, gently brushed her hair away from her forehead. Then he asked her, "How are you feeling?" Brooke tried to sit up. She felt a lot of pain in her ribs and her broken wrist. It really hurt. "I feel like I got hit by a truck," she said in a voice. "I am okay, Ridge. I am okay, Ridge." Ridge said to her, "You are okay because you are here with me." He said this in a firm way. "I am not letting you out of my sight, not for 1 second, he told her. His fingers got tighter around her fingers. He kept looking at her. His eyes did not move. "You hear me?" he asked her. "I do not want anyone or anything to take you away from me," Ridge said. He really meant what he said about her and him. Ridge wanted to keep her safe with him. The door opened slowly. Hope stepped inside. She looked worried. She was trying to stay calm. "How are you?" Hope asked. Her voice sounded right. It was concerned but also firm, which is how Hope usually sounded when things were tough. Hope was really concerned about her mom. Brooke looked at her daughter, tried to smile in a way that would make her feel better. "I will be, sweetheart," she said in a gentle voice, even though the pain was hurting her a lot and it made her face scrunch up. "Ridge is taking care of me and keeping me safe," Brooke told her daughter about Ridge. "Ridge is doing a job of keeping her safe." Hope moved closer to Brooke, put her hand on Brooke's arm. She said, "We are here for you. Brooke is going to get through this. Brooke's mom is strong. Brooke's mom is always strong." Hope said, "You are going to get through this, Mom. You are strong, you always are." Ridge's jaw tightened when he saw what was happening. He did not like it when his family was always around Brooke. It was like they thought they could keep her safe from something happening. Ridge wanted to be the one to keep Brooke safe. He wanted Brooke to be safe in his care. At the time, Ridge knew why his family was worried about Brooke. The accident was very scary for Brooke, and for everyone who knew the Forresters and Logans. Ridge knew the accident was scary for everyone for Brooke. Down the hallway Donna walked back and forth in the waiting area. She was really nervous. Her fingers were tight on the strap of her purse. Then Katie came over to her. Katie sounded calm when she talked. You could tell she was worried too. Donna, she is doing okay, Katie said. She was trying to stay calm. The doctor said she will be fine. She has Ridge with her. That is good. He will take care of her. Donna, that is the thing that could happen to her right now. She has Ridge by her side. Donna let out a sigh. I know I should be strong. Seeing her in that state is really tough for me. It is different when you actually see someone you care about like that. I thought I could deal with anything that came my way. Seeing her like that really got to me. Seeing her in that condition shook me, it really did. Seeing her like that is what shook me. Brooke had an accident and people at Forrester Creations found out. Steffi was working in her design studio. She stopped what she was doing. Went to the hospital. Steffi was worried about Brooke. She is Ridge's stepdaughter and Brooke's friend. They also do not always get along because they are rivals in fashion and other things. When Steffi saw Brooke, she felt bad for her. Brooke looked weak. This made Steffi want to take care of Brooke. When Steffi got to the place, Hope and Donna were there to talk to her. They told Steffi what was going on. Steffi, the person we are talking about, is doing okay, Hope said. Ridge is taking care of this person. He will not leave her alone. Steffi, it is going to take a long time for this person to get better. Steffi bit her lip. She said, I know this is hard. Brooke is a tough person. Brooke is one of the people that Steffi knows. Steffi thinks they will get through this. Steffi is worried about Ridge and Brooke. Ridge is not going to leave Brooke, is he? Steffi really hopes that Ridge will stay with Brooke. Hope shook her head. She said, I do not think so, not for a second. In Brooke's room, Ridge held on to Brooke tightly. He did everything the doctor told him to do. He did not want to listen to anyone who said Brooke should rest by herself. Whenever Brooke tried to move, the nurse said maybe they should move Brooke a little bit. Ridge was right there to stop them. Do not move, Ridge said in a voice, but he meant it. I will help Brooke. I am not going to leave Brooke. The day was a blur of hospital things. They checked my vitals and nurses were always coming and going and doctors were talking about what they were going to do. Ridge was always there. Brooke was really tired. She felt better when Ridge was paying attention to her. So she let herself sleep for a while. She put her head on the pillow and Ridge held her hand tight. Things were just starting to look up. Then something else happened that nobody saw coming. Brooke's wrist was hurt bad when she fell. It was worse than the doctors first thought. Dr. Campbell said Brooke would have to have an operation so her wrist could heal correctly. Ridge's face got all tense as he tried to deal with this information. He said, surgery. You could tell he was really worried. His voice was tight. He was trying to stay calm. He wanted to know when it was going to happen. He made one thing very clear. He had to be there the whole time. The surgery was going to be done on her. He did not want anyone to touch her without him being aware of it. He was very serious about this. No one was going to touch her during the surgery without him knowing what was happening to her. Dr. Campbell looked at the nurses. We can do the operation today, Dr. Campbell said. We will let a family member be there as much as we can, but Dr. Campbell and the surgical team need to be able to focus on the operation. The operation is very important. Dr. Campbell and the team have to pay attention to what they are doing. Ridge nodded firmly. Then I will be there. Every single second. The woman is not going into that room by herself. Steffi was sitting nearby. She watched Ridge. She saw how much he loved Brooke. She felt a lot of respect for him. Even though they had fought before, Steffi thought it was really great that Ridge loved Brooke much. Hope was also watching Ridge. She looked happy and worried at the same time. The family was very complicated because they had a lot of secrets and they had hurt each other. When Ridge showed how much he loved Brooke, it made Steffi and Hope feel good, because they knew that their family really loved each other deep down. Ridge loved Brooke. That was something that would never change. Outside the hospital, news people started to show up. They thought something big was happening. People were talking about it on media. They were saying things like Brooke Logan had an accident, and Ridge Forrester is staying with his wife. They were also saying, something big is happening at Forrester Creations. Inside the hospital, nobody was paying attention to all of this. Rich Forrester was only thinking about one thing, Brooke Logan's safety. Getting her better. Rich Forrester wanted Brooke Logan to be okay. The surgery was going to happen in the afternoon. Brooke was really nervous. Rich being there made her feel a little better.